Hi guys. Guess who's back, back again. Guess who's back, back again. Yeah, I'm back. I've been wanting to upload every weekend, but honestly, that's too much of an expectation on me. And even though it's a good schedule, it's probably a good schedule to keep me on track so that I don't stop uploading. Life happens, and sometimes I just can't do that, and that's okay. I've been thinking about where I want this channel to go. I don't really know what I'm doing per se. I'm kind of just putting myself out there and doing things that I like doing, which I'm comfortable doing, because I feel like doing stuff that I'm not comfortable doing won't really people don't want to watch me be uncomfortable. I don't think that's a good idea. For me to just upload videos of me being uncomfortable, which sometimes you do, sometimes you don't, but I don't think that's what people want to see. And even though this channel isn't really about people want to see, it's about what I want to see and what I want to show. I also don't want to just show myself being uncomfortable. So I've been trying to go to the avenue of things that I think will make me comfortable uploading online. So I ventured towards the yoga route, just showing you guys what I do for yoga and stuff like that. But then I realized that's just stuff that I do. I don't even think that's something that I really want to show on this channel either, because yoga isn't even a big part of my life. It's something that I do, but it's not a major thing. It's not what I actually want to focus on for the rest of my life, or what I want people to see me as for the rest of my life, which is that's okay, that's fine, so yeah, I realized that I actually like talking videos a lot more, where it feels like I'm talking with the people that are watching me. And honestly, right now I'm in need of conversation and new people, so this is one way where I can help you type of thing, if that makes sense. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of give a little catch up of where I'm going with this channel, in a sense, because I don't want to add too much pressure on myself to also just do yoga all the time, but also I don't want to add too much pressure on myself to not do stuff that I like doing, just because I'm scared that I'm not gonna keep doing that, because for some reason there's a stigma around watching people trying and or watching yourself trying. It's for some reason it's embarrassing for people to watch you try, for some reason. Well, not really, but the world makes it seem like you should be embarrassed for trying, which is so counterproductive. But I digress. I actually wanted to talk about stuff that I've been thinking about over the past few weeks, days. I don't know, time has been weird. So basically, something that I really have been thinking about is community and friends. Community and friends, and my experiences with that as an autistic woman, but also as just a person, as just a person that exists. I've dabbled in and out of different types of friendships with people, and out of everything that I realized that I don't really need that many friends. I just need good friends. I just need friends that I know will be there for me just as much as I'll be there for them. For example, I had this really good friend that I kind of thought was going to be my friend for a really long time. Like, I didn't really imagine them ever being out of the picture of my life, in a sense. And I've had that with a few people, actually. But, like, with this specific friend, like, they basically, like, instantly we became, like, best friends, right? And actually, that's not true. We actually used to bicker a lot. Like, we didn't like each other. Or they didn't like me for a little bit, for some reason. I don't know if it was just because I was being myself. Like, I don't really know why they didn't like me, but they told me that they didn't like me. And I could tell that they didn't like me because I didn't like them because they didn't like me for no reason. I just didn't know why they didn't like me, which I didn't really care. It was just confusing because we kind of lived together in a sense, right? And then fast forward a little bit, we start to understand each other more, and like we actually start being friends. And then fast forward like a few months, we're literally like kind of best friends. Not even like best friends, we would just really talk all the time. Like, I remember thinking back, we didn't really like text that much. They didn't really text me that much, but I think that's because we were like literally kind of living with each other. But also on holidays, like, we wouldn't really talk, you know? And I was okay with that. Like, I didn't really care because I really only talked to people who talked to me. So, like, yeah. So, fast forward a few months, like, this person, you know, we're like cool or whatever. But then I start being friends with other people as well. Like, I meet another person, and like we became super close. Like, we all met together in the same place. Like, we became super close as a group. But then this person, like, they got sick, and during that time, it was during COVID times. So when someone got sick, they would have to like stay away. Like, they couldn't cross-contaminate because we were kind of living together. It wasn't really living together, but we were interacting to the point where if we interacted all the time, we would have all gotten sick. So that was understandable. And they were like kind of like in quarantine for like basically 2 weeks. And in that time, me and the friends that I'd recently made, we got like super close. Like, really, really close, to the point where like I thought that I'd found like other lifelong best friends. Like, I was like, whoa, what the heck? Like, this was so cool for me because in a sense I hadn't had those types of friendships in my whole life. I feel like I would pick friends based off of who wanted to be friends with me and not really who I wanted to be friends with before that. And then I met these people and I'm like, whoa, I actually want to be your friend and you want to be my friend. That's so cool. Like, it was like mutual, right? So that was cool, right? And then like this person gets out of quarantine and out of nowhere they like literally stop talking to me like completely. And I'm confused because I'm like, what did I do wrong? I didn't know what I did. And this happened so consecutively, guys. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the type of person that I am, but like in situations where people like have a disagreement with me, rather than telling me what I did and actually having like a mature conversation about it, or like actually just talking about it, literally they would just stop talking to me altogether and like just like ignore me in a sense. And bearing in mind, we were like kind of living together, and it was just very weird for me because we were actually quite close before he went into like quarantine and stuff. So I was confused. Everyone was confused, but I just left it. Like, okay, I didn't really leave it. I was trying to understand his point of view and stuff like that. I still checked up on him and stuff, but he would just like ignore me. So I was like, okay, cool, right? Whatever. Come to find out, the reason why we supposedly stopped talking, or why he stopped talking to me, was because he felt like I was hiding something from him. Or I'm honestly not really sure. Like, he thought that I was hiding. The way that he explained to me was like I was hiding my friendship with another person that I just met. Which I was like, what the heck? Like, no, I wasn't. Like, I didn't. It was just a very weird situation, because I wasn't hiding anything. I also like didn't understand where me and this other person's friendship was really at. So there was really nothing to hide. I was just experiencing my life. And for some reason, as I'm experiencing my life, that became an inconvenience to someone else, to the point where they stopped talking to me completely and made me feel like I was a problem, you know? And that, like, was honestly, like, kind of a lesson learned, because I realized that, like, people are going to have a problem with you, and sometimes you just won't know, and you just have to, like, keep it pushing. Like, me and this person eventually, like, figured it out. We sorted it out. But then, like, they left, and then we just, like, haven't really spoken since, which is so crazy. Like, that was a crazy situation to me. And it's even crazier that it's not the first time, or that was not the last time that had happened either. Like, I remember last year, like, this person that I was also friends with, that I had gotten, like, literally in a committed relationship with, like, they broke up with me basically out of the blue, and I didn't really understand why. Like basically I was, like, in a completely different country, they were in a completely different country, and then, like, they broke up with me. They gave me a few reasons, but the reasons to me kind of felt really surface level, and it felt like something that we could have worked through. But, you know, that's how I felt. You know, they could have felt different, and I was, like, okay with that. But what was weird about this was that once that happened, a lot of people tried to essentially make me the problem for no reason. Like, literally out of nowhere, it became like a thing of, like, sides, and, like, people started to, like, get into groups, and, like, I was just watching this from the outside, being like, whoa, because it was like, imagine you cultivate a community of people that you think are, like, your friends, that you actually want to keep in your life, and then out of nowhere something happens, and then those people just act in a way that you don't expect, you know? Like, as someone who really struggles with, like, social cues, maybe this was something that I should have seen coming, but also I didn't sense any of this coming. I just don't think the worst of people. I don't think people would do stuff like that, but then it happened, so I was like, whoa, that's very weird. Since then, I've kind of sorted it out, but it's just so crazy to me to realize that you can think highly of people and, like, not really think highly. You can think, like, good of people, you know? And you can never really expect them to leave your life and stuff like that, but then, like, it will still happen, and then, like, you just have to kind of figure out how to move on from that, and that's so crazy. And what's even, like, crazier is that, like, especially if it's, like, a community of people, you know, you just kind of have to, like, understand that it happened and just move on. And I just find that very weird and, like, kind of reminiscent of the way that we deal with communities in our generation, because I feel like we're heading towards a very, very dangerous place when it comes to community, Because one thing that I know about previous generations, that really knew how to cultivate communities of people that you could rely on. And even if you had your differences, you knew you could count on these people because, one, they'd been there for you, two, they'd been in your life to understand you and stuff like that, and they would be there for you despite like anything. And basically what I watched happen before me was like kind of the complete opposite. It was like I'm the type of person that will be there for someone even if they've crossed me, like if they're going through a difficult situation, like I would be there for them, And I watched the opposite thing happen. I watched like people who I was there for them when things were tough, literally like completely isolate me and leave me in a space where I knew that I would never leave them. And that shifted my life, like completely. It honestly changed me as a person. Like, I wouldn't say that it traumatized me, but it really genuinely changed my life. Like, it changed the way that I view myself. Not how I view people, but it changed the way that I view myself. And, like, by changing the way that I view myself, it also changed the way that I view other people. Because this is, like, something that I never expected, putting in mind, like, I've talked about this situation, like, a lot with the people in my life already, so this isn't, like, anything new to a lot of people, but, like, I've been thinking about it recently and realized that, like, if that situation didn't happen, I would be in a completely different space right now, in both positive and negative terms. Like, I would be like a completely different person, honestly. Like, I would have high hopes. I would have like higher hopes for communities. But it also showed me that like we really lack, like as the youth, a lot of us lack when it comes to cultivating communities with the people that are there for us. And like a lot of the times people think that people that are like there for them for some reason are just like disposable, because it's like, oh, they'll always be there for me, so it's cool. Or they're a nice person, so they probably won't really care that much. Or they won't really they won't deep it too much or something like that. But that's like really not the case, because I feel like a lot of people forget that behind the scenes of like being the person that's always there for someone, like these people also have their own lives. People also have their own lives and their own experiences that they have to go through as well. And like in communities, it's supposed to be like a give and take type of thing, like where you give and take and give and take, like mutually. It's not like forceful, it's just like support. Like it's like supporting. You're supposed to be, in a sense, like a family, not entirely, but you get what I'm saying. So that really changed my life in the sense that now I struggle to, one, rely on the communities that I have in my life. Two, I struggle to find new communities because of that. Like I struggle to also make new friends even when they're shown to me. And three, it's like I really struggle to rely on people emotionally anymore. Like it's genuinely so hard for me. Like it hurts, like really, really hurts. Like the fact that I can even like talk about this on YouTube and with like not cry, that should show like kind of the level of growth that I've gone through in the past year. But honestly, if I wasn't filming, I'd probably be crying about it right now. Because even though I'm kind of over it, like, the emotional hurt of that occurring in the first place still affects me to this day. And, like, I hope that one day, like, I can wake up in the morning and, like, think and, like, be like, whoa. And not think about that. Not think about what happened. Like, I'm one of those people that really, like, oh my gosh, my nose is literally, like, leaking. I'm one of those people that, like, try to focus a lot on the present moment, try not to worry too much about the future and ruminate too much on the past. But then it comes a certain time where something, like, so drastic happens that changes the fundamental values that you have in your life. It's kind of, like, really difficult to not think about it, because it's just difficult to not think about it because it's something that changed you in a sense, and that's okay, you know. One thing that I'm trying to cultivate on my YouTube channel is actually, like, a community of people who, like, understand me, but more importantly find it easier to, like, understand themselves through watching me, or, like, hearing me talk about certain experiences that they may resonate with. Because honestly, I don't ever want to make someone feel as alone as I felt then, but also, like, as alone as I feel sometimes now because of that situation that happened. Because even though it happened longer than a year ago, it still emotionally affects me, like, where I'll get, like, periods of time where I just feel really alone, and I just, like, wonder and, like, fear about, like, really relying on the people in my lives, and it makes it hard, you know. Like, I was thinking of maybe, like, getting into therapy. Like, I talked to my friends about that, but right now, the way my life is, that's kind of not really an option. Like, I would, like, go into the ins and outs of why that's the case, but I don't think I really need to. It's just, like, therapy right now isn't an option, like, and that's okay. So that's why I'm talking to YouTube, because I still need to talk about it somewhere, you know. Also, look at my gains, guys. Like, okay, it's not that impressive, but it's kind of impressive. Yeah. Anyways, goodbye. I hope you enjoyed this video. Drop a like, subscribe. Love you guys. Bye.